Welcome to the Wednesday, November 20th, 2024 meeting of the Gloucester Conservation Commission. The time is just after 5:30. As amendments to the open meeting law allow, the Conservation Commission may continue to hold meetings remotely. Adequate alternative access to the meetings is provided through the Zoom links. Please continue to check the city's calendar and the updated agendas for updated upcoming Zoom and call-in information for these meetings. We will start with a roll call of commissioners present. Member Charpentier.
Here.
Member Cook.
Here.
Member Gradwell.
Here.
Member Sargent.
Here.
Member Viteri. Member Bella.
Here.
And Member Jackson.
Here.
All right, so we do have a quorum present.
Excellent. Okay, first up would be an administrative briefing. Anything to cover there, Chuck?
Still working to get the assistant lined up, so hopefully that'll happen soon. Otherwise, I guess nothing else really new. I guess we do have one other project that is not shown on the agenda as being continued that has requested continuance. So it's 0282976 for 171 and 280 rear Magnolia Avenue. They have requested to continue to the meeting of December 4th, 2024 for anybody that is on the meeting for that one.
Okay. Next up would be the public comment period of the meeting. This is the period where the people, the public is welcome to speak on items that are not, I repeat, not on tonight's agenda. If anybody who wishes to speak, you may do so by hitting the raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen, or hitting *9 on your phone or an handheld device.
We currently have 9 attendees, and I see one hand up for Rick, but I believe we'll be talking about this one later in the evening, but I'll let him speak now.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just letting you know I'm here for at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
And there's no other hands up at this time.
Seeing none, hearing none, close the public comment period. Next up would be minutes review and approval. As soon as we get you with a stenographer, we'll catch up on those. So then we move right into continued business, NOI 0283015, 91 Wingasheek Road. Wingasheek Realty Trust has been previously continued to 1/8/2025. Next up would be notice of intent 0283020, 2 High Rock Terrace, Peter Carboni and Susan McNulty. They have been previously continued to 12/18/2024. Next up would be notice of intent 0283006, 105 Wingasheek Road, 125 LLC. They have previously continued to December 4th, 2024.
Rob, did you skip Kirk Road?
Oh, did I go by Kirk? I think I did. Yep, you want to go? I'll back that one up. Hold on. We'll go back to Kirk Road. Sorry about that, everybody. Notice of intent 0283022. 3 Kirk Road has also previously continued to December 4th, 2024. Now, moving on to the next page. Notice of intent 0283006. 105 Wingasheek Road, 125 LLC, has previously continued to December 4th, 2024. Then we have notice of intent 3007, 107 Wingasheek Road, 125 Wingasheek LLC. This is also previously continued to December 4th, 2024. And now we have notice of intent 0282950, 160, 158 R and 154 Essex Avenue. Did they request a continuation, Chuck, or no?
They did not. Joel is here. Let me promote him.
Hi, for the record, Joel Pavaza, Seaside Deal Solutions, 123 Main Street on behalf of Upper Banjo LLC. My apologies, I got a very late email request out to Chuck. I'm not surprised he may not have seen it this afternoon before getting ready for tonight's meeting, but I am here to request a continuance. The third-party reviewer has reviewed our submission and has asked for additional things, and we're working on getting those over to him.
Okay. So
And
when you putting up for 2 weeks from today?
Yeah, 2 weeks should be fine. We should have everything submitted to him next week.
I'm sorry, you say 2 or 3?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, the first meeting in December should be fine.
okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to continue NOI 0282950 at 160, 158 Rear and 154 Essex Avenue to the Conservation Commission meeting of December 18th, 2024.
Should be December 4th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, you're absolutely right. Sorry. To December 4th, not December 18th.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Gradwell,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you in a couple of weeks. Next up, then, we have notice of intent 0282976 171R 28R Magnolia Avenue. They are requesting a continuation to December 4th, 2024.
Okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to continue NOI 0282976 at 171 and 281 Rear Magnolia Avenue to the Conservation Commission meeting of December 4th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Gradwell,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes.
Okay, then moving right along, this notice of intent 0283005 Four River Road, Hayes Stumpy, Four River Road LLC. Are they here for this, Chuck?
Nothing new was submitted. I haven't heard anything from Mr. Manuel in over a month now.
Is he on?
Um,
Just check the list and make sure he's in.
Yeah, he's not on there, so.
I guess-
Okay. Commissioner Jackson moves to continue NOI 0283005 at Four River Road to the Conservation Commission meeting of December 4th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Gradwell,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes,
Member Jackson.
Yes.
okay. We're moving into new business. Minor-
Rob, did you want to do Whistle Stop Way first?
I don't see Eric's name listed.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, let's move on then.
so, yeah.
We can circle back.
Sorry.
Nope. New business, we have a minor modification, 0282719 87R Wingersheek Road, Ann Davis, to abandon and replace this existing septic system with upgraded replacement tank in Coastal Dune. Evan Granderin of DeRosa Environmental Inc. representing.
Good evening, Commissioners. Evan Gavendran here of DeRosa Environmental, representing Ms. Ann Davis for a proposed minor modification to an existing order of conditions at 87R Wingersheek Road. I can share my screen if that's okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so here we have the site plan. If the Commission recalls, this notice of intent involved some site improvements to an existing single-family home and then the raise and rebuild of this garage in the corner here. Because of the renovations to the garage, they needed to upgrade the septic system to a 4-bedroom. So this minor modification proposes to abandon the existing system and install a new septic system to accommodate the new bedroom count. The location for the proposed septic is generally within the same vicinity as the existing. It's primarily all within the existing pea stone and gravel driveway. And about 275 square feet extend into this vegetated area. So what we're proposing to do is to replace with some bayberry shrubs after the installation. Therefore, all disturbances temporary, and everything else will return to previous conditions after it's all installed beneath the ground. We are outside of priority habitat in this location. We are outside of the buffer zone to upland edge. This is the, I guess, 300-foot buffer zone to ACEC here. So we are outside of it. And we are also out of the floodplain. We are still in the process of getting Board of Health approval. There were a couple of variance requests for the Board of Health that we needed to file because we're in dune in the buffer zone to the floodplain. But we're in the process of getting all that sorted out at this time. But I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Okay, well, if you're not, I would guess, but we'll see how the commissioners feel about, if you don't have their approval, probably, I don't know if we're gonna get this resolved tonight, but let's see where it goes. So
Okay.
I guess the first question would be, is normally, we're gonna open up for public comment on this, Chuck, is that reasonable?
Yep.
So we're gonna open up in public, so anyone in the public who wishes to speak for or against the minor amendment at 87 Wingasheep Road may do so by hitting the raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen or hitting *9 on your phone or handheld device.
And we currently have 8 attendees and there are no hands up.
Okay, seeing none, hearing none, close the public comment period. Next up would be Commissioner roll call comment.
Member Charpentier.
I just, could you refresh and let me know if there is any removal of trees? And regarding the septic system, I will not vote in favor of this until we have the approval. I recall voting for a project at Concord and Bray, and the septic wasn't approved, and I think it's still not approved after several years, so I'm not going to vote in favor of this until we have that.
Member Cook.
I agree with Linda. We need to make sure we get the septic design approved before we move on it.
Member Bradwell.
In favor of Linda's idea. We just postpone this for the time being.
Member Sargent.
I also agree, with the septic and the variances. And I'm wondering if the distance from the ACEC was calculated using elevation 10. And I'm also wondering how 8 bayberry shrubs calculates into 275 square feet of disturbance. And I didn't see where those mitigation plantings are proposed to be planted. If my math is correct, each bayberry shrub would cover 34 square feet. And I'm not aware of bayberry shrubs doing that. Thank you.
Member Gullo.
I concur with Mr. Sargent and commissioners.
Member Jackson.
Agree with all of the previous comments.
Okay. Why don't we click, you want to take this down, Evan, vendor, if we can. So we're not going to be able to obviously vote on this tonight. You understand our concerns. I do believe the last time, maybe you weren't on the call, but I think there was a deeper discussion about better mitigation on this property as being, and I think we also, did we have an issue with stormwater management here or no? Because of the standiness, maybe there wasn't one, I don't know. But just check into everything. Obviously, we're not going to be able to vote on this tonight. Do you want to speak about anything else related to it at this time?
If it's okay, I'll just pull up the Mass Mapper aerial, just so you guys can get a little visual of what vegetation it is. And the reason why we're proposing 8 bayberry shrubs is because we're not gonna completely take out all of that vegetation that's there. But I understand, and we can revisit the planting plan. Hopefully we can find some more space here. But this is, I can't zoom in anymore. But this is basically the area here that would be disturbed. Pretty much around there. But I understand, we'll revisit that for the next meeting. No trees are gonna be taken down.
Okay, yeah, the big thing is getting, obviously, Board of Health approval.
Yes,
And then, once that happens, I think we can have a deeper discussion. But at least
Perfect.
we got the temperature of the commission.
yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, when do you want to go to?
Let's just do 2 weeks for now, and if I need to continue again, I'll get in touch with Chuck.
Okay. Commissioner Jackson moves to continue minor modification 0282719 at 87 Rear Wingersheek Road to the Conservation Commission meeting of December 4th, 2024.
Ms. Charpentier seconds?
We'll call Member Carpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Gradwell,
Yes,
Member Sargent,
Yes,
Member Bella,
Yes,
and Member Jackson.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Next up, we got an amendment 0282865 44 Commercial Street. Mac Bell, amendment to notice of intent 0282865 to include repair or replace of degraded portions of wharf structure, walkway, and DPA and land subject to coastal storm flowage. Mac Bell, I assume is representing them.
He is. He said he was going. Oh, we've got Carol N. Let me.
Carol, if you can
Are
hear,
you?
me, unmute yourself.
All right. Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can.
Okay,
Name and address
So
for
my
the-
name's Carol Mondello. I work with Mac Bell and he called in on his phone and we didn't hear the instructions on how he can unmute himself. Like I'm in on Zoom, he just dialed in.
Okay,
Is his last 4 digits 5633?
Yes,
so can he call in to us or?
Yeah.
Are you,
And then you have to hit *9, I believe, to unmute yourself.
not you, Carol, Mac?
yep, I understand. I'll just text him that.
Hello? Oh, no, not here yet.
Just give me, he says he can hear everyone, but isn't able to talk, which, yeah.
He has a couple of items before us tonight. Normally I'd say maybe we jump ahead, but we really don't have a very long agenda tonight.
No, I'm wondering if I should,
He seems to be unmuted.
Mac, are you there? Hmm. I
Meg-
can try calling him and putting him on speakerphone, maybe. I don't know. What do you suggest?
You can try it.
Try it.
Okay, let me see if I can hear you on my computer here. Oh, yes, do that, he's saying. He wants me to call him. So hold on just 1 second. If I can do that.
He's coming up. Talking.
Hello,
Hello.
hello,
Name and
hello, Mac Bell here.
Okay, name and address for the record, please, sir.
33 Commercial Street. We're talking about 44 Commercial Street. Our office is at 33 Commercial Street. And will that satisfy?
Sure, that's enough.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So-
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. Give us a description of the work.
Yeah, sure. I apologize for my Neanderthal inept technical skill. The work at 44 Commercial Street is basic maintenance work. We had some rotted timber around the perimeter, non-structural, strictly aesthetic. And we formerly had a work permit, which 17 property owners from around the harbor joined together about 12 years ago and had a NOI and a permit which was supposed to continue so that we could maintain our properties, but somehow that was not, it did not hold together. But I know, speaking with the harbor master, that it's a work in progress and will be back better than ever soon. But in the meantime, in order to get our work done with this beautiful weather we've been having, Conservation Commission and Building Inspection Department were both quality in working with us so that our men could get to work and we could accomplish the replacement of the rotted 12 by 12 perimeter timber. And we are building a new pressure treated access way within the same exact boundary, and the only difference is this new perimeter will have a handrail for safety reasons. Kind of an update from when we built the pier in 1978, and I can't believe that from 78 to 24 I could see in my lifetime, but I have seen wood rot before my very eyes. So, what you get for being old like a tree. That's the work at 44 Commercial Street, and that is basic maintenance. Any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, sit tight for a minute. I'm gonna open this up for public comment. Anybody in the public who wishes to speak for or against the amendment at 44 Commercial Street, may hit the raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen or hitting *9 on your phone or handheld device.
We currently have 9 attendees and there are no hands up.
Seeing none, hearing none, close the public comment period. Why don't we go into roll call, Commissioner comments?
Member Shepherd here.
I just want to know how those timbers are going to be replaced. Are they going to be pulled out of there or cut or what?
Yeah, they've already been dismantled. They were chainsawed and removed. We have a small flotation crane that had, helped in the removal of them. They're in the dumpster. And the top of the oak fender piles that were cut have also been removed. And as I say, none of it was structural. What's being replaced is fastened to the concrete and supported with galvanized steel lag bolts that are integral to the existing pier. And the structural engineer, Ms. O'Donnell from Essex, has been working with us and a terrific help. And our two primary contractors are Bill Gilmore and Norris Marston, and they've been industrious and got a lot done in the last couple of weeks, and we hope to be significantly far along by the end of the month.
Member Cook,
No question.
Member Gradwell,
Nothing further.
Member Sargent,
No comment.
Member Gullah,
Comment.
Member Jackson.
No further comment.
Chuck, anything to add to this?
No, yeah, I mean, I visited it with building inspector and the harbor master, and yeah, they're all in agreement. This is something that needs to get done. And that the larger overall NOI, I believe Chris in harbor master's office will be sending out letters, if not the end of this week, before Thanksgiving, to get people to sign in. And probably should be coming to the commission sometime at the end of this year, the beginning of next year, to get that through. So.
All right.
Awesome.
Anyone else?
Okay.
Great.
Oops. You
No.
ready to go, Rob?
Thank you all very much.
Okay, we haven't approved you yet, sir, but we're getting there. Commissioner
Well-
Jackson moves.
Well, I
to clo-
appreciate it.
Okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to close the public hearing for amendment 0282865 at 44 Commercial Street.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Gradwell,
Yes,
Member Sargent,
Yes,
Member Gullah,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes, Commissioner Jackson moves to approve amendment 0282865 at 44 Commercial Street.
Charpentier seconds.
Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Gradwell,
yes,
Member Sargent,
yes,
Member Gullah,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes,
All set, sir, with that. Next up is extension 0282865 44 Commercial Street, Mac Bell, for an extension of the OOC for notice of intent 0282865. Mac Bell represented.
Good evening. Any questions or specific focus?
Well, how many years do you want the extension for, sir?
We'd appreciate a 3-year extension, which we understand is the maximum, and we also totally respect and understand that the board prefers to stick with a 1-year extension. We've been, I've got 3 lawyers that have been working, believe it or not, this is no exaggeration, for 2.5 years with the state DEP. And we are dealing with a clouded title situation, which has come about as a result of attrition. And it's a very rare, it would be much easier if there was somebody who owned this little piece of open, unowned property that's well within the inland area. It goes back to the 17 or 1800s, and it has to do with a process which, frankly, has been moving very slowly. And where our objective is that once we've resolved that, and that's almost in hand, that then we'll be dealing with the Chapter 91 updates and upgrades with intention to facilitate future marine science education type facility at 44, all of which is because of the sustainable issues of flood zone, et cetera, built up above the parking lot. And so I just, we are asking for an extension because it is it's an absolute that we're not going to be complete with our mission within the existing time frame. And rather than ask for 1 or 2 years, I think realistically, given the players that are involved, that it just boggles my mind, the inefficiency and ineffective dysfunction. But I can tell you firsthand, I've been dealing with that property, DEP, et cetera, since we dredged it, since we built the dock in the 70s, and I've handled a lot of this process, and our lawyers are extremely experienced. Adam Costa from Newburyport, Liam from Gloucester was on it for a bit, and Chuck Nealon from Ipswich, who's about as good as it gets in the DEP world. They're all working on it, and I just think it would save all of us time and energy if we had a 3-year extension, and we intend to accomplish it within that because I'm not getting any younger.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Commissioner, roll call comment.
Thank you.
Member Charpentier,
No comments.
Member Cook,
I'm fine with 3 years.
Member Bradwell,
No comment.
Member Sargent,
No comment.
Member Bella,
Comments.
Member Jackson.
Having dealt with the governmental and judicial system, I'm all for 3 years.
Okay. All right, we want to move this?
Sure. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve a 3-year extension 0282865 at 44 Commercial Street for a period of 3 years.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Bradwell,
Yes,
Member Sargent,
Yes,
Member Bella,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Okay,
Have a good evening. Appreciate your help.
Good night.
is certificate of compliance, RCOC 0282987, $83. There's that.
Winnie, you want to go out?
Anyone have an issue with this?
No, that one looked very good, given the rough start we had out there, and then they came back with a different design and a different contractor to do the work. And the wall looked to be built completely to plan, and the lawn has been reseeded and is all stabilized, as well as everything else out there looks very well stabilized. So
Excellent.
very good.
Okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to approve our COC 0282987 at $83 per neck.
Charpentier seconds.
We'll call Member Charpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Bradwell,
yes,
Member Sargent,
yes,
Member Bella,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes.
Next up would be violations. We have Stewart Ave, so I will be recusing.
Has Whistle Stop Way come in yet, Chuck?
I still do not see Eric listed on the call, so I know he thought he could be here if he was earlier, but I haven't seen him all evening.
Okay, let's take up Enforcement Order 2407 at 4 Stewart Avenue, Richard Salvo Engineering Alliance, Inc. Where do we have a representative?
Rick Salvo just emailed me just prior to the meeting, and I guess the owner has been out of the country, so he said he's gonna have a plan at this meeting, but he said he'll now have it prior to our next meeting in December. But the commission can still ratify the enforcement order.
Okay, we needed to come up with some information for you, Chuck, on the, they need to come in with a plan for runoff management. No, I know what I wanted to ask on this. Does the commission agree that with a plan, an effective plan for runoff management, plus the amount of planting which has been done, which is 10,340 square feet of landscaping, of which only 3,000 was required, do people agree that this will be enough mitigation for the violation? can we just go through commissioner comments?
Sure. Member Charpentier,
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't have any other comments.
Okay,
Member Cook,
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Member Gradwell,
No comment.
Member Sergeant,
Yes, I'm very fine with that.
and Member Jackson.
okay. Then I guess we need a motion to ratify the enforcement order. Linda?
Charpentier moves to ratify the enforcement order for E0 or EO 24-074 Stewart Ave. 0282710.
And Gradwell seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Gradwell,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
Yes,
Member Bella. Oops, sorry, Member Jackson.
Yes.
All right.
And Rob, you coming back with us?
Hello, I'm back.
All righty, whistle stop way is yours.
All right, Chuck, if you wanna open
I,
up.
I,
Oh,
yeah, I don't see Eric in the audience yet. I think there are some other folks from the public. I don't know if you want to hear.
They came out, we probably should just hear them. We'll give 3 minutes per person. We don't want to have it overdone, but they did get on the call, so why don't we, keep stripping down. But it wouldn't hurt to open up for the public. Let's do that.
Do you have a hand up for Patty Emerald?
Hello, Patty?
Hello,
Hello.
Patty Emerald, 14 Myrtle Square.
Yep. We don't have the, Eric has not showed up yet, so we're not sure what's going on at this time. So we
Has-
don't have a lot on our side to talk about, unfortunately, right?
Okay, so how does that work? I mean,
Well, then we'll go back at it in 2 weeks and they'll have to come, eventually, we're hopeful that they'll come back at the next meeting with at least some idea of a plan to fix all this. It's a big issue, so I'm not really surprised that it's gonna take time for the owners to get their hands around what just happened and get a plan in place. So this is not uncommon, but it's a big boo-boo and it's gonna take a big fix to clean it up. So I'm sure they're working through it right now.
so the cease and desist, is that holds that land so no one can touch it at this point? Because I'm just, every time I'm going over there, checking, I feel like very anxious about this.
Well, you do appreciate you keeping your eye on it, but yes, the enforcement order is in place and it should hold until we release it.
And so who do we talk to about the animals? Because the coyotes were very noisy the other day over there. So I don't know if they're running back and forth from the cemetery, which they probably are, you know what I mean?
Right.
But one of my neighbors heard them right there. So I'm feeling like they didn't leave all the way. And I haven't seen any bunnies hardly at all. And the sad part is I heard that they were going to go 50 feet in. So I kind of had bad information on my Facebook page. It said they wanted to take the whole thing down. I have to correct that, but they want to go 50 feet in with no permission at all. And I just feel like it's just, that's such a harsh thing to do. And when you just moved into a neighborhood too, I mean, the guy's not even in the neighborhood yet. And here we are talking about this and this happened. So many people have reached out to me about this too. They're just so saddened about what happened. And because it's in this city, we don't have much left. So, and the trash is still now really blown in there because there's no Phragmites to stop it. So that's gonna be a burden too. And I want to also, I don't know if anything's gonna happen about the man on the corner who has filled in with, making one parking spot, basically 3 big trucks. I mean, I would like to address that at some point. I've tried in the past, but the man wasn't very kind. And it's not my job. I mean, people just look at me like, you're the person who picks up letters, shut your mouth, and let's move on. So,
You're keeping your eyes and your ears on the ground over there. It's important to us. We can't be there often.
yes,
So
I understand that. I understand that. I mean, so here we are. So, okay, well, I guess so he's not here. Does that happen a lot where people just don't show up when they're supposed to get really bad?
When you do
Thank
when you have an issue of this magnitude, usually it takes time for the group that made the mistake to spend some time getting their hands around it and getting a plan in place. So not surprised. It's unfortunate that they couldn't pop on and say they weren't prepared yet, needed a
Yeah.
little time. But it's not, I'm not shocked, no, because this is,
Okay. Because I did look at some things in our wetland ordinances that I could check off, but what they did wrong, what they did wrong, what they did burden of proof, they didn't do the NOI. There's so much. And then I feel if I go to the Mass Wetland Protection Act for the state, right? 'Cause that's two different things, right? Is the Mass Wetland Protection Act harsher than the Gloucester City Wetland Ordinance?
not really.
No.
Not really, okay. I was wondering about that at one point, because do you feel like our wetland ordinances are harsh enough for
No.
some of the things? Yeah, because I, you know,
Years ago to enhance it, and we were put to the floor pretty quickly after we tried that. So we did try to enforce it, make it a little more rigid, but we tried.
yeah, because we talked about this years ago. I've been on many boards, as I don't know if you guys know, but I have in my 25 years of volunteering. And we talked about the wetland, you know, and I should have followed through on that. I was so busy doing everyone else's work that I feel I'm really disappointed in myself for letting this go and letting this happen. I really am. And no one can talk me out of it. And that's how I feel. And because I should have protected this should have been my main focus, but there's just so many things in the city that need people to care for and people to make action for that just, you can't pick, you know, it's just too many of them. So I appreciate your time, really, I do. And at one point I was gonna join the commission many years ago, but you get together on Saturdays and I just couldn't do that to see site visits, but I appreciate your work and I believe in it, you know, without conservation, we have nothing in the city, so.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, anyone else, Chuck?
There are no other hands up at this time.
Okay. Seeing none, hearing none, we'll close that public comment period. I guess we're good to go for till 2 weeks.
Well, we still have the, you guys can ratify the enforcement order. I know I had some questions on, you know, if there's any thoughts on how many trees we want to ask them to plant to replace the 20 to 25 that were removed.
Here's a thought. I know I've been saying this on other projects for different reasons, but is this an opportunity for, again, where we don't really have the bandwidth to get a third-party reviewer involved in this, or is that doesn't make any sense?
You can't do it in an enforcement action unless the city paid for it. Because essentially it'd be kind of like having a criminal hire a lawyer to tell us what they did wrong.
Well, okay.
But I mean, we can also leave it open-ended and say, you know, based on the findings that they provide in their initial review of what damage has been done, that the commission at that time will determine, you know, the numbers of trees and shrubs that will be planted.
Yeah, I know. Well, so that's kind of the problem, right? Because I think they came out initially with 21, but that was when the bleeding just started. I mean, I don't know who's, you know, you can't be out there all the time counting trees, Chuck. So, I mean, again, hopefully we get you in the system soon, because we need somebody to go out there and confirm, whether it's me or somebody else, or a couple members of the commission to confirm some of these things. Or we just wait for the plan to come up. I just don't know.
Well, Chuck has asked to determine the monitoring period following restoration and for the number of trees to be replaced. I would lean towards 50 trees and whatever the maximum monitoring period we can put in would be. And there's no reason why, once the trees are planted, that Chuck couldn't be taken on a tour. He can recognize new trees.
That's true. Anyone else, any thoughts?
Yeah, I would agree with Commissioner Jackson, and the maximum amount of monitoring period is usually 5 years. And in addition to that, well, first, it's critical that the buffer zone and the wetland be restored and protected at the owner's expense. The enforcement order should accomplish that objective. However, due to the sheer brazenness of this particular violation, I'm wondering how other members of the commission feel about consulting with the city legal department about the possibility of additional monetary civil penalties.
Works for me.
I'm interested in it, but obviously right now the city's in a bit of a battle of their own right now, so I don't know. But I definitely think once some of that gets alleviated, or maybe we dip our toe in sooner rather than later, Chuck, into what Dave says, call Susan Egan.
Yeah, I'll reach out to her and see if we need to do that as an executive session or how to do that.
That would be helpful.
Yep. Okay, so are you all okay with the enforcement order as written if I add in the 50 trees and the 5-year monitoring period?
Yes.
I'm good with that for now.
All right. With those edits, if you guys want to move to ratify that, I guess.
Okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to ratify enforcement order 24-08 for Whistle Stop Way.
Charpentier seconds?
Roll call. Member Charpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Gradwell,
Absolutely, yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Bella,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Okay, we also wanted to talk about Stop and Shop.
Yes, we do have Rick Boyardi here. You can explain what they'd like to accomplish over there.
Rick, can you hear me?
Yep.
Name and address for the record, sir.
Richard Boyardi. My personal address, 174 Providence Road, Grafton, Massachusetts.
Okay. I'm sharing screen right now. We're looking at your plan.
Yeah, so this is my shared screen. This is the plan I was given. So I guess the red areas are
Asphalt repairs. And the yellow line in the back left parking lot is a drainage ditch that sits inside the parking lot. And we are going to repair the asphalt around it, but we also decided that we would have to fix the drainage ditch inside the asphalt because it's been crushed over time. It's pretty old. So to repair the asphalt, we thought we'd repair the drainage as well. What that does is it starts in, can you guys see my cursor moving on the screen?
Oh,
Yeah, so
Yes.
it starts at, it's pitched towards the marsh. And then when you get down there to that little island, there's a catch basin right there that John Seward cleans out regularly. And then there's a pipe that goes through that mulch bed out into the marsh. So we're only dealing with the yellow line, just what feeds up to that manhole cover, and then the asphalt around it. And then those other red areas are also asphalt areas we'll repair. We were gonna do this when the weather breaks in 2025. reason I had reached out to Chuck was I had heard, I was away for a while, but I heard that we'd have to have the NOI and a survey done. And I just asked, it wasn't necessary because we're not changing anything. We're just repairing what's had been approved years ago and is still there. So I got an email today saying that in the opinion of the board, we should go through with the NOI and the survey. So I accept that. He said I could be on the call just to voice what's going on there. So I'm not really looking for anything different at this point, but I just wanted to run it by you. So there you go.
Okay, well, in general, you are in a very, very sensitive area for this commission. We are wrapped around marsh and resource area. And we
Right.
had problems in the past with projects, not yours, but others where we've allowed these things to happen and the while you're at it show up. And then somehow somebody slips something accidentally into the marsh. And
Yeah,
then it's a bigger problem.
sure.
That's why we're pushing, or we usually go with the notice of intent, is because even in some of these, when the area is that sensitive, we want to protect it. That's why we're here.
Sure. And, Chuck did explain that to me, so I appreciate you reiterating that. So we'll just go about it and file it.
And could you clarify in the language that was sent to me, it said also that you're going to cut 4 waterways out of the marsh?
Yeah, sure. We had thought about, there's a berm that runs along the edge of the parking lot, an asphalt berm. And the guy who had quoted the job at Asphalt Services didn't really understand. So he had talked about cutting out 4 of them, but they're already there, actually. There's dry wells there. So we're not going to do that. All we're going to do is repair the asphalt around the drainage ditch, replace the drainage ditch.
Okay, but let me be clear. Nothing, no body, no machine, no asphalt, no pavement can go into that resource area. You understand that? That's the problem we have with a lot of these projects. I'm not saying you're going to do it, but we
Right.
had them where people don't really get the fact that you can't dig trenches, you can't stick anything, you can't go down there. You can repair the pavement in the parking lot, but it really has to be what we call a tight site. Nothing, even the trash from the machines when they peel off stuff. All that has to be managed pretty well so it doesn't get into the marsh and the resource area. Make sense?
Yeah, sure. I think you could block off in the manhole cover. You put one of those inflatable balloons in the inlet pipe so nothing can get into the manhole cover. Do the work, clean the new trench out because stuff will spill in while you're installing it. Clean it out, and then we'll be fine.
Okay, I'm gonna let a few of my commissioners speak now if they have any comments or questions. So Chuck, why don't you do roll call comments?
Yep, Member Charpentier.
Well, I would like to see that NOI and a written plan to protect that resource area, and I'm not hearing about that in this discussion, so we'll definitely wait for that plan.
Right. We haven't done it yet, but we will.
Member Cook.
Yeah, really, without the NOI, it's hard to make much of a decision, but I do realize that, that's a very critical area and a lot of special attention is going to have to be paid to the drainage and how everything is sloped and everything in that area. So it
Understood.
don't increase the runoff.
Member Gretel.
No further comment.
Member Sargent.
I see an opportunity to improve stormwater runoff, and this is really critical given the bacterial loading that's been in Good Harbor Creek, that they shut down the creek for bathing for quite a while, and recent studies, as well as past studies, have shown that this is due to stormwater runoff primarily. So I'm looking forward to the NOI.
Okay.
Member Bella.
I appreciate all your feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, I had nothing else. John.
And Member Jackson?
No further comment.
Okay, sir, we'll see you when you get your NOI done.
All right, thanks for your time. Take care. Happy holidays.
You too.
I have an item under other.
Okay.
It's very quick. I have been on both Conservation Commission and Shellfish Advisory Commission for literally decades. I'm giving up Shellfish as of my commission ending February, 14th, 15th of 2025. They are supposed to have a conservation commissioner on Shellfish. It's not heavy lifting. It's one meeting most months, which is often an hour or less. So if somebody would like to assume that position, I would be grateful. Don't all jump at once.
Do we have anybody else with shellfish experience?
You don't even have to have it. You learn on the job, believe me. I had never heard the term Maya arenaria before, and I now can say it. It's an interesting commission. It's an interesting crowd of people. And right now there is a very good shellfish warden and a very good chairperson of the commission, who's very proactive. It's kind of fun. I almost hate to give it up, but I've got to start paring down. You guys aren't on the paring down list.
Well, look at it this way, if there becomes a gap and it's only once a month, I'm sure I can jump in. If it has.
That'd be great. That'd be great. It's not heavy lifting, and it really is kind of interesting.
Okay. I can handle that. All right. Anything
All
else?
right.
Nobody knows what to do anymore. We're so early.
I
Yeah.
know, truly.
Move to adjourn.
Linda would know what to do.
Second.
Is Barry gonna say no?
I doubt. Member Carpentier?
Yes,
Member Cook?
Yes.
Member Gradwell?
Yes,
Member Sargent?
Yes.
Member Gullah?
Yes.
And Member Jackson?
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
happy Thanksgiving.
thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, gang.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Everybody take care.